Missing the ocean. I find it difficult to breathe. I'm in an enclosed space. It is cramped, and there are only solid walls of wood around me. I scream as all the strength I have left, trying to push the walls back with my hands, but my efforts are useless. There is no way out. It's like the air is running out. And for a moment I hear the sound of the ocean. I feel the waves lift and release me, trapped in a box of sturdy wood, trying to remember how I got here. I fall asleep. Jack, woke up! He's coming! Trying to wake up her classmate by pushing on his shoulder, Sophie was alarmed. Jack! Yeah, I was awake. Good morning, Mr. Robertson. There is no place in my classes for anyone who is so disrespectful of knowledge. Remind everyone what's the topic of our lecture. Atoms and molecules. That's right. And what do you know about atoms and molecules? I was confused. This question was not expected because what I know is not to be shared. Should I say something primitive or tell an interesting theory? Jack, did you hear my question? Yes. I know a lot of things. For example, molecules can have different shapes. Some are long spirals like DNA, and other molecules can be pyramid-shaped. What can you tell us about atoms? Everything around is made up of atoms, so we ourselves. Moreover, every year our atoms change into other atoms. If you think about it, the person who studies atoms are a cluster of atoms trying to understand themselves. You're complicating things, Jack. Well, that concludes our lecture. Your task will be to read my lecture on molecules and atoms. See you soon. After the lecture, I went to the library to study books on quantum immortality theory. I heard about it passing from strangers in a street alley while buying ice cream for my little sister. I managed to find some magazines with some interesting information in them. It says that creatures with the capacity of self-awareness are immortal. Suppose I set off a nuclear bomb near me, and practically the entire parallel universe and nuclear explosions would destroy me. Even so, there must be a small set of alternate universes in which I will survive. That way I can live forever, for the flow of these universes is endless. Tonight I plan to immerse myself in meditation. I want to die in order to live. On the way home, I met an old friend from school. Fred looks a lot more masculine now. His training at the military academy must be paying off. I haven't seen you in 2 years, Jack. You haven't changed at all. Still studying biochemistry? Yeah, that's my calling. I'd rather be a scientist exploring the unknown and discover new things. Those are just dreams. It's not that simple. My dreams are a goal with a plan, and today I am embarking on an amputation. I didn't want to go into details. Besides, Fred doesn't like to be disagreed with. That's ridiculous. Look, let's get a drink. I'll pay for it. Alright. There is a cafe over there. I often go there for coffee. The staff there is wonderful. So are you in love with someone? No, Sophie works there. She's my classmate. She prefers to work after class. A big workaholic. I suggest we get sandwiches and coffee. Yeah, I don't mind. We sat at the end table for about an hour talking about everyday things. Fred told me about the difficulties he encountered at the military academy and how he overcome them. After saying goodbye, we went our separate ways. There were people in my street alley who looked unfamiliar to me, dressed as priests, but with masks on their faces. Without concentrating on them for long, I went home. Not wanting to waste my time, I went to my room. It was already dark outside, the bright moon blinding my eyes, so I covered the window with posters. For a moment thought there was someone in the house, but when I remembered that I lived alone, I got rid of those thoughts. I sat down in a lotus pose and meditated. My aim was to achieve self-consciousness so that I could fall into a deep sleep and be in the other universe. I would feel that transition. My attempts lasted for 2 hours. Despondency overwhelmed me. Deciding that the attempts were unsuccessful, I went to dinner. But outside, when I opened the door, I saw no one. After a while, a doorbell rang again, and no one was there. With each ringing, fear overwhelmed me. So for the 5th time, I go to open the door. There was a priest standing in front of me. My son, I have come for your soul. What? Is this a joke? Without waiting for an answer, I closed the door behind me. Suddenly, a man tries to break into my house. I decide with all my might to run to the top floor and simultaneously dial the police number. But the net is not catching. Going into the far room, I decided to hide in the wardrobe. My body trembled with fear and frozen in silence. I began to listen to everything that was going on. The door of my house, something heavy for a moment. I dissolved into silence. It was as if I could hear my thoughts, and they were screaming for me to run. 20 minutes passed, and nothing happened. I thought it was time to come out of the wardrobe and into the room. But for an instant, I heard a long hiss. It was so close. I thought there was someone inside the room, but I was wrong. I'm here. A quiet but ringing voice came from behind me. That's impossible. I heard a hoarse laugh. After feeling a blow how to head, I lost consciousness. And here I am, in a wooden box, with no way out. All around, the sound of the waves. I can hear the cries of seagulls in the distance. But what if it's just an illusion? What if I created these sounds in my head? I should calm down and go to sleep. All I have to do is wake up. As I fall asleep, someone grabs my hand. When I open my eyes, I find myself in my own home. The man next to me was chasing me. Frightened, I grabbed a vase that was nearby and wanted to hit the man when the man stopped me. "What happened? Who are you?" You seemed frightened when we met in the alley, so I thought I'd come and if everything was alright. The door was open when I came in. You were at the floor unconsciousness. Turned out my experiment was a success. I managed to fall into deep sleep and find myself in another universe. But what if I'm in another universe now? And now somewhere out there dying in cold wooden box in a desert ocean. Where is my reality now?